Hey there! Oh there! Hi there!
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hey everybody. It is Saturday night. You know what that means. This is Saturday Night Live!
Ooh. Can we do that?
Ba-ba-da-da. We're the Intoxicated Readers.
We're
Let's go ahead
taken
and
off by
introduce ourselves.
NBC.
Oh wait, fuck
Lorne
that.
Michaels personally is gonna sue us.
Oh no.
Oh.
All of our Intoxicated Reader money going to SNL? Let's introduce ourselves.
Hello, I am Lucy.
Hello, I'm James.
Hey, I'm Nick.
I'm Sophie.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Xavier.
And together we are the Intoxicated Readers.
With guests.
With guests. We have two wonderful guests tonight. Lucy Schmidt.
Hello. Good to be back. Good to be back.
Hell yeah, it's good to have you back. And Michael James Hayward in the flesh.
Hello.
Actually, James Michael Hayward, if you've been around the block with the Intoxicated Readers, we've got a running joke. But it's always good to put in people's correct names. James Michael Hayward. It's a pleasure to have you back, James. It's been a while.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be back.
Hell yeah. All right, let's have a great night of drinking and reading and prompting.
Hell yeah.
Our show tonight, we have two prompts because we're kind of doing a makeup from last week, but we never got around to the joke of last week because last show was April 2nd. So we are going to do a, ahaha, you thought this was our prompt, April Fools, and that was food porn. What the actual prompt was going to be was return of the prompt. Now we're just doing a double prompt of return of the prompt and food porn together. So I guess April Fools was on us.
Dang.
We fooled ourselves, y'all.
Woo!
The actual prank was there being no show at all.
Mhm.
If you saw a mysterious third poster, no, you didn't.
Do not go to the Instagram right now.
Oh no!
You're lucky.
Hey, the real prank is the friends we make along the way.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Kai is in the chat. What is
Woo!
up?
Hey.
Hi.
There's other people in the chat too.
What do
You know.
mean?
Yeah, and those other people are on the screen as well.
Hi, other
Okay.
people. Oh, Sophie.
I currently don't have the chat up, otherwise Discord will lag. So I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Dang. I'll read it to you throughout the show, don't worry. It won't be distracting at all.
They seem to be like, they're like, Kai said this. I'm like, Kai didn't let me know he's in the chat. I apologize.
Me too.
Lots of love.
Hell yeah. All right, gang. We're going to get right into this. We have 3 drinking rules, as always, because we're the Intoxicated Readers. Number 1 is if any of us break character or mess up a line, take a drink. Number 2 is if the Lord of the Drinks shows their drink, which tonight it is our guest, Lucy Schmidt.
Hello.
If Lucy's drink appears on screen, take a drink. And the third rule, which is unique to each week's prompt, is anytime somebody goes, take a drink. That has to do with the food porn category or the food porn prompt. Yeah, that's my favorite porn category is food. That has to do with the food porn prompt. But also, outside of scripts, if anybody goes, feel free to take a swig. Sarah's going to be making you drink a lot if you do that.
Oh yeah.
So if anyone asks you a yes or no question, for the love of goodness, just say less or no. Don't go,
Wait, that's 2 drinks right there.
Wait, can my script go last?
Yeah, we'll do yours last. Speaking of scripts, we're going to start right up with... What's that? I got a burp.
See, Kai did a bunch of heart hand these in the
Thank
chat.
you for keeping me
you know.
updated.
You're welcome.
Wait, James, we're next to each other. Complete the heart with me.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait, is it that way?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna take a screenshot.
Oh.
Oh, I just saw it on the stream. Hang on, we did it wrong.
Just
Wait,
click it. It will go back.
Are we this
Wait.
side?
Oh, my weird claws. There we go. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
No,
Here's the
other
screen.
side, James.
James,
James, other side.
Wait, it was the other. Wait, what? This?
Oh,
I'm
are you
just-
doing it with Nick?
I'll do this.
Wait, let's all do it.
Make a change.
Yeah. Okay, so check it. From the stream's perspective, X, you're under me. James,
Okay.
you're to my left. Sarah, you're under James. Lucy, you're in the top left, and Sophie, you're under Lucy.
So Sarah, we're gonna do a heart together.
Which side do I do it to?
Oh wait, I'm doing it the wrong way.
I'm just gonna do both.
Someone screen grab this. This is going to be a great banner.
I have one down for Sophie, but kinda looks like I'm pointing at my crotch.
As you should.
Alright, it's beautiful.
This is
I was trying to look at stream and do it. It's so weird.
There's
Yeah.
such a long delay.
right, yeah. We tried our
So-
best, and that's all we can do.
Our first script of the night is Natalie Hilton's script. She couldn't be here because she's feeling under the weather and doesn't have a voice right now. I don't know where it went. We're thinking that little vocal cord gremlins stole it. But
I was going to compliment her on her hotels.
hotels.
Hilton.
Oh.
I understood, James.
Okay. You-
Dad joke of the century.
That was a good one. Well, until we find Natalie Hilton's voice, she is not here. So we will be doing her script without her, and I can't speak right now. We will be filling in the cast with the people who are here. So I'm going to read down this, and we're going to figure it out. Stage directions are Sarah. James is Sophie. Mara is Nat. Lucy, would you like to take Mara?
Let's do it.
Nurse Pete is X. Charlie is X. Jillian/man is Nick. Elfie/woman is Deja. James, would you like to be Elfie/woman?
I would love to. Am I Sophie or is Sophie James?
I'm James.
Sophie is the
Okay.
character James.
Oh, okay. I was very confused.
Yeah.
So I'm. Who am I again?
You're Elfie/woman.
Okay, got it.
I'm also Paul, and Sarah, you are also Emily. Does everybody have a part, first of all?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Great. Let's start it out. Sarah, when you're ready.
We starting from the top?
Nah, let's start from the middle. No, we should start from the top. Unless, is there like a specific start point that was listed? Because I know we've gone through the beginning of this, I think.
Oh my god, this is 28 pages.
Oh yeah, this is a full
Look at-
episode right here. We're kicking it off
Look at that.
strong.
Oh, Kai doesn't have a part.
Our show. Episodic number.
Kai, your part is to sit there and look pretty, and you're killing it.
As per usual.
It's like,
Sarah, I think we're good to start right at scene 1.
Okay, hold on. I'm scrolling. I'm lost in the pages.
Okay.
Okay.
Lost in the sauce. You're goated with the pages?
Yes. Okay. And just to make this, I'm very stupid. We are going from the top, right?
Yeah, we're going from
You're not stupid!
No,
No negative self-talk on stream.
no. It's okay. It's okay.
strictly
It's
negative.
necessary sometimes.
Yeah, but you own it, so
Thank you. Thank
you're
you
your
so
own
much.
kind of stupid, and that's all we need.
You're stupid and empowered.
Thank you. Wow. I feel so validated.
That's not a T-shirt. It should be.
That's a good idea.
New merch. Keep an eye out.
Ooh.
I'd wear it.
Okay.
I want that on my page.
What did you say?
I want it on a baseball cap because my brain cells are missing and I need something to cover for it.
Nice.
Okay, without further ado. Exterior Vaughn home, Connecticut cul-de-sac, before dawn, 2018. You could hear a pin drop. The neighborhood is hauntingly still. James Vaughn, a 27-year-old detective from bereavement, cracks open the Christmas wreath-clad front door of her childhood home. Her chestnut curls flow freely past her shoulders. She tugs at the collar of her suit. She hesitates, looking cautiously at her neighbors, safe in their houses. She takes a sharp breath and trudges along the ice to her early 2000s Honda Civic. She cranks the heat on in the car as it rattles awake. In the passenger seat, she sees a stack of paperwork with a name on top, Mara Blake.
Let it go.
James peels out of her driveway, racing the sun as she drives to New York. Cut to interior New York State Hospital. Mara Blake, newly 18 years old, lay in her hospital bed watching the sunrise through her window. Her raven-colored hair stretches down her back, weaved into a braid, with blonde roots making themselves known. She looks at the wall as she sits up, counting the chalk candles she's drawn on a chalk cake. Mara blows out the candles. She closes her eyes. Cut to interior Blake home, Christmas Eve, 2000. Paul and Emily Blake carry a sprinkle-covered birthday cake toward an 8-year-old Mara as she sits beside the Christmas tree. Happy birthday, Mara Amelia! Young Mara blows out the candles. Cut to interior New York State Hospital, 2018. Mara smiles softly at the self-drawn cake.
Happy birthday, Mara.
Haunting Mara. Episode 1, So This Is Christmas. Then, a knock at the door. The nurse's keys jiggle in the lock. The door swings open.
You got party guests.
Shouldn't have.
Come on.
Mara follows Nurse Pete through the hospital to the offices in the other wing. She smiles sweetly and waves at the fellow residents playing their board games. Nurse Pete leads her to a locked office. He looms over her, his cologne sticking her nostrils as he studies her.
I'm right in trusting you're not a threat, right?
Mara looks up with him with a smirk on her lips.
Stick around and find out.
She was no threat. They both knew it. Nurse Pete opens the door. James Vaughn turns from the window, eyes widening as she sees Mara for the first time. Just a kid, she thinks.
Hello.
Miss Blake. Happy birthday.
James reaches forward as Mara enters the room, shaking her clammy hand.
Thank you.
Nurse Pete lingers in the doorway. James and Mara exchange a look, then both turn to him. A majority of the room is scared of Mara, part fear, part curiosity.
She's no threat to me. You can go.
Mara grins at Nurse Pete, shrugging her shoulders.
You heard her. Skedaddle, Petey.
Nurse Pete hesitantly locks the door. Mara can still see his shadow standing on the opposite side of the window.
You're awfully cheeky with the people designated to help you get better, Miss Blake.
It's just Mara. I don't need to get better.
Mara notices a stack of files in front of James. Playfulness suddenly gets sucked out of the room.
No.
I don't think you understand. I'm not with those departments. I just think you might be able to help me.
I'm not going over this again just to stay locked in here.
I know it wasn't only you.
What do you know? You're just another cop that's gonna make me relive everything and tell me it was all in my head, and I can't do that again. I will play it through in my head for the rest of my life, alone, if it means I get to know the truth.
James pauses. She reveals her wallet containing her badge from her coat. Opposite the dented badge, there's a photo of James hugging a bright copper-haired woman with a hoop through her nose.
A year ago, she went missing. We buried a necklace of hers because it's all we had.
Mara looks horrified at the sight of the image. She digs her thumbs into her palms to rein it in.
It's all we had, and I think she's still somewhere. I know she is. They sent me away on leave because... Mara, I can't let this go. I need someone to hear me too, please. I need you to tell me if you know where my sister is. I can't let this go.
Mara can't peel her broken eyes away from that face. She looks at the handwriting scribbled on the edge of the photo. Me and Elfie, 2015. Smiley face.
Tell me all of it.
James takes out a tape recorder from her bag. She quickly pulls the curtains closed and sits opposite Mara at the desk. She watches Mara anxiously. Mara stares at the photo, afraid to even touch it.
I can't tell you what you want to hear.
Just tell me something. Anything.
Mara looks up, fractured, at James. The toughened exterior isn't crumbling. Cut to, exterior, Connecticut. 1 year and 1 month earlier. 16-year-old Mara runs through the small, sitcom-worthy town. Her freshly box-dyed black hair is still tied into a tight ponytail, whipping from side to side as she jogs. She touches off a curb, jumping back immediately as a truck barreling into town nearly flattens her. She could have let it, she thinks. Mara jogs in place in front of the library, where Charlie, an 18-year-old clerk, peeks his head out to see what the honking commotion was about.
I think you're supposed to look both ways.
Mara looks back at him, startled by someone acknowledging her.
You don't say.
I do. I did. I am saying.
Charlie begins to trot down the stairs of the library. Mara backs away.
I'm sorry. I'm Charlie. I didn't mean to freak you out. I was just making sure you were all right.
Mara looks behind Charlie at the massive clock in the front of the building. She looks once more at his face. Remember this, she thinks.
Thank you. I have to go.
Mara takes off. She continues her morning run through the trees on the road out of town. When she's far enough away from the little village, she veers off the worn-out road. She runs for about another half mile through the orange and yellow trees that tower above her. Then she reaches the porch steps of the cabin. Jillian, a 30-something man with full dark brown beard and a full head of thick hair tied into a bun, opens the cheerful yellow door. It was hardly that. Mara makes it a point to note the blood drying on the inner corner of the door every time she comes back. He leans against the doorframe as Mara begins to trot up the stairs. She stops in her tracks.
You're late.
I know. I'm sorry. There was a truck.
Did it run you over?
Just about.
Shame. Come inside.
Scans the trees around them.
No one saw it.
Food's getting cold. Get inside.
Mara follows Jillian into the spacious cabin. Jillian has created their everyday breakfast: scrambled eggs, berries, bacon, and toast with coffee. Mara sits opposite Jillian at the long table where he's prepared plates for each of them.
Looks great. Thank you.
I have an appointment out of town today, so I expect a clean house by the time I get back.
Sure.
There's a stain in the basement that I can't quite get out. I think you're capable.
Mara looks up from her plate somberly.
It's time for you to contribute, Petal. You've seen how it's done. You're ready to do it on your own.
I can't do that.
You will, and you'll do it well. I didn't bring up a useless stain, did I?
No.
So, you'll do your part in taking care of the household and be a useful member of society, won't you?
Yes. Yes.
She watches hatefully as Jillian cuts into his breakfast. She begins to imagine alternate uses for that knife he spreads butter on his toast with. In a daydream state, Mara watches from her seat as a daring variant of herself rips the knife from Jillian's hand and holds it to his neck. She looks up, smiling proudly at herself on the other end of the table. She digs the knife into his neck, watching gleefully as he hunches over, bleeding out onto the breakfast spread. His eyes widen, twinkling as she sits up. Jillian pulls the knife out of his neck and wipes it along the napkin.
Yeah, right.
Mara sits across from Jillian now, in real time, gripping her knife so tightly her knuckles are white. Jillian wipes his mouth as he gets up from the table.
Yeah, right.
Mara stares hatefully at the knife as she hears Jillian gather his bags for the day. Jillian exits. Mara looks at her knife, then at the floorboards. She looks straight ahead, taking a deep inhale as she forces her eyes closed. Cut to, interior, Blake home, Christmas Eve, 2000. Mara, 8 years old, lay beneath the family Christmas tree. Sinatra curls off the record player. Her parents are lighting the birthday cake in the kitchen. Glass shatters elsewhere in the house. Then Emily's guttural screams line the walls. Ah! Please! Please, that's enough! Mara sits up from the floor.
Mama?
Take everything. Anything, please. Please, you just leave us alone. I'm begging you. The screaming comes to a grinding halt. Now only holiday music tries fruitlessly to lighten the mood. Mara's heartbeat echoes in her ears. She crawls behind the tree, wedged between that and the old piano. Heavy footsteps, weighted by boots, inch closer to her through the house. The needle is pulled from the record. Now the house is silent.
Can't let it go.
Mara holds her head tightly against her knees. The piano, pushed by some giant cloaked in the darkness of the quiet home, exposes Mara as it is moved. She can't move. She only looks up helplessly at the stranger. He kneels down, holding her cheek with his blood-coated palm.
Hello, pal.
Interior, the cabin, 2017. Mara catches her breath, standing at a doorway tucked behind the bookcase in the library. She's pale. She longs to forget. Mara grips the door, unhooking the flashlight from inside. She climbs down the stairs, hit by the cool, damp air of the basement. She sits on the bottom step, holding a flashlight straight out.
Hello?
Silence. But then,
Please, let me be. I can't take any more.
Mara looks up from the origin of the voice to the house upstairs. She's all alone.
If you're here to hurt me just like him, lie to me just like him. Let me be, please.
Mara steps, barefoot, carefully through the puddles on the floor.
You.
Mara flashes the light into a cell at the end of the narrow hall. A young woman with bright copper hair is curled in the back corner. She covers her face as the light hits her.
What's your name?
I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
I can't.
Did he send you down here to do this work for him?
Mara is silent as she observes the cuts along the woman's face. She was beautiful, she thought. Remember this, she thought.
I'm gonna die in here, right?
Mara looks helplessly at the chains cuffed around the woman's bruised ankles. Her clothes are soiled. Mara remembers him bringing her here a week ago. They only ever stayed a week.
Answer me!
We're both gonna die in here.
Oh. Such a comfort. God, thank you. I'm so glad you made the effort to come down here, visit me, and tell me I'm fucking screwed?
I don't want to lie to you. I don't know how to get out of here.
The woman crawls toward Mara, first angry, but the closer she comes to the young girl, she softens. This is just a kid, the woman thinks. As she approaches, Mara backs away.
What did he do to you?
I can't tell you. What did he do to you?
I can't tell you. So you're here to clean up? So you're the clean-up crew?
Yes.
Mara looks at the woman head on now. She meets her eyes. She sees her humanity for all that it is, all that's left of it.
He's not here.
Why?
He has a job.
And what's a job to someone like that, huh? I'm almost certain he's not flipping burgers or filing people's taxes. Hell, if he is, maybe that's a horror all on its own.
He's looking for the next one. He wants you gone by the time he gets back.
How did he phrase it?
There's a stain in the basement that he can't get out.
Hate this fucking guy.
You have no idea.
Mara's trembling hands can't hold the flashlight any longer. She sets it on the damp ground beside her.
How long will he be gone?
I have no idea.
Pipes creak throughout the house. Mara feels her pulse begin to race. She can nearly feel the weight of the chains around the woman's ankles.
I'm sorry.
Mara, dripping sweat, can hardly push herself up from the floor. Nearly crawling, she staggers away from the woman. The woman calls after her.
Hey!
She beats her hands against the bars.
You're a fucking coward! You know that? You're no better than that bloody creep!
Mara runs up the stairs. The flashlight still sits in front of the woman's cell, droplets from the leaking pipes collecting around it. Mara races from the library, collapsing onto her bedroom floor. 2 days have passed. Mara wakes up, reeking of days-old sweat and mildew, curled on her bedroom floor right where she fell. She hasn't been moved. Strange, she thinks. She hasn't been moved. Hastily, she runs through the house. Maybe Jillian did the job for her. Mara pushes the bookcase in the library aside, running down the stairs. The flashlight still shines against the woman. Nothing has been touched.
You're back to taunt me again? This is ridiculous. You're so...
He's gone.
Mara runs along the narrow hall of the basement, racing her hands along the dark walls. No one.
He's gone.
What are you doing? What's going on?
Jillian's gone.
Gillian?
The woman musters her strength and stands in her cell. She leans her weight against the bars to steady herself. Mara, wide-eyed, grips her hands tightly. The shock of another human's touch without the following of violence startles them. It comforts them both.
I can't let it go.
Who are you?
Mara sifts through the years of lies Jillian had spoon-fed her, names he had told her were her own. She sees her parents, what would have been a lovely birthday if they'd only brought the cake out of the kitchen to the Christmas tree.
My name is Mara Blake. I won't hurt you. I promise.
Mara Blake? I know that name. You're Mara? You're that girl. Oh my god, you're that little girl.
The woman's tears drop onto Mara's knuckles as her lips press desperately against them.
We'll both get out of here. You have to find something to get these off me.
Mara looks into the woman's eyes. Their pale blue is fierce even in the dim light.
I'm getting us out of here.
Mara squeezes the woman's hands before she takes off down the hallway with the flashlight. The puddles are ice cold against her bare feet. She begins to run up the stairs. The woman calls after Mara.
I'm Elfie.
Mara looks back down the hallway. She blah, 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 blah. She shines the flashlight toward Elfie.
I want you to know that. I'm somebody. I was somebody before this. So were you.
Mara nods. She runs up the stairs. As she reaches the library, as her feet cross the threshold, a cooking pan hits her square in the face. Just as she opens her eyes, she begins to fall backward into the basement. Jillian's hand clutches her throat.
I told you to take care of it.
As Mara opens her mouth to scream, Jillian shoves her down the stairs. Her head bounces against the damp floor, blood beginning to pool in the water. She looks helplessly as the door at the top of the stairs closes, locking Mara and Elfie in the darkness. Interior, Blake home, 1998. In the spring of 1998, the power goes out in the Blake home. Frantically trying to soothe a panicked six-year-old Mara, Emily invents a game. Emily brings a box of matches over to Mara as she screams at the end of the hall. Here, love. Here.
Baby, you can't give a 6-year-old matches.
She's not going to use them. They're a tool, Paul. Petal, look here. Do you know what these are? Mara shakes her head. These bring light.
They bring arson.
They bring light, Mara. See, it's so easy to be afraid. It's so cold, honey. I know it's so dark, but if you hold tight to these... Emily places the tin of matches in Mara's trembling hands. She holds her hand warmly to Mara's cheek. Can you feel it?
What?
The warmth. Focus hard. Don't let it go. Mara closes her eyes and tries to focus on the matches. Paul slides a match out from the tin, striking it against a strip of match binding. With her free hand, Emily hands a tall candle to Paul. Can you feel the light, Petal? Mara opens her eyes, gleefully seeing the brightness in the dark house. Fade 2, interior, the basement, 2017. Mara lay flat on her back still, her eyes slowly open, forcing away a day's worth of moisture accumulating on her face. Can you feel it? Mara pushes her aching bones off the floor, looking around to the best of her ability in the darkness. Emily kneels before her, holding her hand to Mara's cheek.
I can feel it.
You're so close, sweetheart. Then, the warmth of Emily's hand vanishes. Its softness is harshly replaced with the roughness of Jillian's large palm. He kneels in front of Mara, turning her face in the minimal light.
Back of your head took the weight,
Mara closes her eyes, where she can still see Emily in his place.
Let's get you to your own bed.
Jillian hoists Mara over his shoulder, hauling her up the stairs. The daylight burns as he carries her to a world above ground. She's weak, he notices. She hasn't eaten days. Jillian sets Mara down on the cool tile of her bathroom.
You look a wreck. Freshen up, why don't you? And then we'll have some dinner like a civilized family.
Mara looks numbly at the door as it swings closed. She peels her soiled clothes away from her bloodied skin and kicks them into the hamper under the sink.
Yeah.
As Mara runs a hot shower, images of Elfie intertwine with those of her mother consoling her. The love in their eyes flashes between images of fear they both have come to know. The dirt, blood, and sweat all pool together as Mara's hair runs beneath the water. As she holds herself, inhaling the safe moment alone, she begins to wonder if Elfie was still imprisoned in that cell below her. Mara crouches on the bottom of the tub, pulling her knees up to her chest. She holds her hand on the base.
Getting you out. I promise.
She looks out toward the kitchen where Jillian is surely preparing something to win her affection. How long, she wonders, has it been since Elfie had something to eat?
can't let it go.
As Mara exits the bathroom, she finds a fresh set of linen pajamas that Jillian has laid out on her bed. Donning the bribe, Mara treads feebly into the dining room. Jillian turns to face her, untying the pastel apron from his torso.
Oh, the girl of the hour. Come, sit.
What did you make?
I just threw something together. A little ribs, some corn, and potatoes. Real American meal. Hearty meal for my hearty girl.
Mara eyes him nauseously.
Ah, sit, please. I can't stand that you're so famished.
He pulls out a seat from Mara. There are no knives, she notes.
I must say, Hannah, when I first found you in that basement, I was filled with such a fury, such rage. I tried desperately not to direct at you, my sweet girl.
Eyes trail to the faint spots of blood on the cuffs of Jillian's shirt.
I didn't think I could forgive you this time. I began to wonder if you'd take to those stains in such a manner before. Then I began to admire your heart. Your compassion, Hannah, has given you another day.
What about her?
What does it matter? She's scum. Bottom of the barrel. The shit on the heel of your shoe. She's nothing. She's a disgusting roach who has finally gotten what she deserves.
And I'm not?
You're my own flesh and blood, Hannah. Don't be ridiculous.
What makes me so different from her?
Don't be foolish. Just eat your dinner. You've been starved for days.
She and I aren't that different, Gillian. She's a person with family and people who love her, and you stole her from them.
People like that don't have people who love them. They don't deserve them. You are nothing like those people. Had I not saved you, you very well may have been. But thank God I plucked you out those gutters and have raised you to become a dignified, morally correct member of society. You ought to thank me.
You just shoved me down a flight of stairs.
Eat your dinner.
You just shoved me down a flight of stairs and left me there.
Hannah, eat your dinner. Ribs are no good when they're cold.
Mara pushes herself up from the table.
You just shoved me down a flight of stairs and left me there. You let me bleed out in a puddle like roadkill.
Jillian stands up from his seat.
I refuse to be the villain in this pathetic narrative you've constructed. Did you not come out of that basement with moral clarity? Did you not learn from the error of your ways in communicating with those who you have been brought here to eradicate? I refuse to not be commended for being a brave father and noble teacher. You are an ungrateful brat, Hannah Amelia, and if you and that tongue of yours aren't careful, you'll end up at the bottom of those stairs again. Do you understand?
Can't wait.
The next morning, Mara sets out on her morning run. Tailing behind her in his pickup truck is Jillian. He watches her, nearly snake-like, as she treks through the little town. He's cold-blooded. As she trots up the stairs of the city library, he watches her from the street over. Interior, the public library. Mara searches the faces of strangers reading their stories. She looks eagerly for the warm glow of the boy from earlier that week. Charlie taps Mara on the shoulder. She flinches as she turns.
I've got to stop scaring the shit out of you.
I scare less easily than you think.
Charlie.
Right, yeah. Hi.
And you are?
You seemed really kind the other day.
I do like to make sure people don't get run over.
Right. I don't meet very many nice people, so I just wanted to say thank you without running off. So, thank you.
You're welcome. I haven't seen you in here before.
I don't get out much. I usually just go on my runs and live as a hermit.
Oh? I'd love to do that. I kind of just go to school, clock in here, and then repeat the cycle. I really like heading over to the willow tree by the lake, though. It's a kind of my spot. Have you been?
For just a moment, Mara sees a respite in his kind eyes.
No. It sounds pretty.
Well, hey, I can take you sometime. My grandma makes the best soup. We can take some out there and make an afternoon of it. Take some books. I know a guy with a great book hookup. I'm that guy. It's me.
Oh, yeah, no, I got that. It's a good one. You should be very proud.
Mara looks at the time on the clock behind Charlie. If only they had more time.
I have to go, but it was nice to officially meet you, Charlie.
Saying his name alone brings a beaming smile to her face.
You too.
Mara looks along the walls of the library. Computers, she sees, that surely have internet access to old cases from a decade ago. He should know, she thinks. What's the harm if he knows? He might not even have a clue.
Mara. I'm Mara.
He smiles naively. Better that way, she decides.
Pretty. See you are. I'll see you for our lake date, Mara.
Bye, Charlie.
Mara exits the library. Jillian watches from the side mirror now as she takes off on the rest of her route. Jillian climbs out of his truck, sauntering up the stairs of the library. Charlie greets him at the door.
Hey, good morning. Let me know if you need anything.
Oh, I plan to. Thank you.
Jillian weaves his way through the aisles like a predator circling their prey. He keeps an eye on Charlie every second of it. Charlie kindly matches his eye here and there. Jillian plucks over a book on gardening off the shelf and takes it over to the desk.
Someone's got a green thumb.
I'm a man of nature, what can I say?
My grandma reads this one once or twice. She can't keep those damn tomatoes alive for if her life depended on it. But she sure tries.
Well, we've all got a hobby.
Mine's cooking. I love new recipes. Any chance I can find one? You got a hobby?
I love cleaning, personally.
Oh, me too. I think it's one of those most therapeutic, mindless things.
I couldn't agree more.
Charlie hands the book back to Jillian.
Happy gardening and happy cleaning.
Oh, it is.
On his way out, he stops in the doorway. He turns, looking over his shoulder at the boy.
What's your name again?
Charlie, sir. Charlie Pruitt.
I'm Paul. I'm sure I'll be seeing you around more, son.
As Jillian speeds down the road out of town toward the cabin, he throws the gardening book out of his window onto the dirt as snow begins to fall. Cut to, interior, the cabin. Mara sits at the top of the stairs with one ear peeled toward the foyer, ready to run when Jillian got home. In her lap, she holds reheated leftovers from Jillian's latest bribe. She'd opened windows so he wouldn't be able to smell a thing.
Elfie?
Silence. Mara races down the stairs, holds the food through the bars of the cage anxiously, looking back toward the stairs constantly. Then, a weak hand holds the offering on the other side. Mara looks tearfully down at Elfie, mustering all of her strength to hold on.
Can't stay. He'll be back any minute. I just needed to know that you were alive.
Thank you.
I promise. Hey, I promise you we're getting out of here.
I know.
Mara sprints back up the stairs, watching from the window as Jillian's truck rolls down the driveway. Mara straightens her posture as she catches her breath. She closes the door to the basement. She goes to the kitchen and begins preparing a pot of coffee. As Jillian tosses his keys on the counter, Mara looks down at the floorboards.
Ah, coffee. You read my mind, Hannah.
Great minds.
Did you have a good run this morning? Lovely Saturday, isn't it?
It really is.
Jillian goes to the library and returns holding a stack of poetry books for Mara to read. As he places them on the counter, Mara stares gauntly at his rough hands. Cut to, interior, Lake Home, Christmas Eve, 2000. Mara cowers behind a piano. In the light cast through the windows from the street lamps and the Christmas tree lights, Jillian kneels down in front of her.
Hello, Petal.
He holds his rough, blood-coated hand to her tear-stained cheek.
Can't let it go.
Oh, hey now. No use in tears. Here, hold tight to this.
Jillian places a match tin in Mara's hands.
I know it's dark right now, Petal, cling tight to this. The light will find you. After all, that's how I came to find you, my sweet Anna.
Where are my mom and dad? My name isn't.
Shh. It's time for you to come home, pet.
Jillian presses his lips against Mara's forehead. He hoists her, fighting and screaming over his shoulder, into the bleak Christmas Eve in that little town. Mara Blake vanished. Behind them, as they disappeared into a Christmas parade the next street over, the Blake family home erupted into flames. Paul and Emily Blake, for all appearances, had ceased to exist. A weeping birthday girl looks helplessly at the place where she grew up. Fade 2, Interior, New York State Hospital, 2018. Mara sits across from James Vaughn. A tear crawls down her cheek as she looks at the smiling woman in the photograph.
Just tell me anything. Did you know her? Did you know Alfie?
Mara looks up shamefully at the detective.
Can't let her go.
Nick, you were a little bit too good at that.
Hospital.
Hospital. I gotta get some water, y'all. My throat's dying.
Wait, let me make it official. There we go. It's official now.
That piece was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, it's some creepy shit.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, fuck, I swallowed too much water.
Oh.
Need to stick to the alcohol.
Just like me. To be fair, I was making this earlier, and we were debating whether or not a shot glass is 1 ounce or 1.5 ounces, and we went, no, it's 1 ounce. Yeah, so I accidentally poured myself 3 shots.
Nice.
As you should.
It's all right.
Yeah.
You're talking to a man who makes a gin and tonic 50-50. So,
I do love a good gin and tonic.
right?
Jesus.
I think the only thing that's saving me is in the freezer there was these fried cheese raviolis, like breaded cheese raviolis.
Oh man.
Sounds
And-
awesome.
I was like, oh, that sounds awful. I can't believe you have to, like, they're fried. No. Guys.
I think I know the ones you're talking about. They don't have them in Arizona. I haven't had them since school.
Boo.
But they're so good. Oh
They're
man.
delicious. I thoroughly enjoyed them.
Nice.
This script was fantastic. Nat, you're not in the chat, but we're gonna talk about it for a sec.
Never brag about you for a sec, so that if you ever watch this back on YouTube, you'll see that we bragged about you for a second.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, it really is incredible.
Yeah.
I feel like this is
No.
a very HBO
Hold on.
show. Like, I'm not gonna
Oh,
find
yeah.
it on. You'll find it on HBO Max. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one criticism that if Nat were here, I would throw out, but I'm gonna throw out just because Nat isn't here, and it has nothing to do with what she has written, but rather I need more establishing just stuff. Like we
No,
don't.
I think that might be part of it though, because some stories you don't know what the establishing thing is, and you have to piece it together. Like Westworld didn't know what the fuck was going on to the last episode.
Yeah.
Beautifully written.
Yeah, Nick.
No, I just
Give it a chance.
I think specifically some like establishment of the present day.
Okay, yeah.
Like at the very beginning.
Mm.
And maybe that's a flashback in a future episode. I don't know. Maybe it works
Yeah.
better there.
Maybe
But-
it's more of a visual thing.
I think it's more the
Definitely a
vibe
visual
of
thing.
if James drives an early 2000s Honda Civic, is he the type of person that drives a 20-year-old car or like a brand new car?
How beat up
I-
does that car look?
Exactly. Is it a brand new 2000s Honda Civic? Like, is it mint condition or is it a bit dented?
Has it seen better days?
Yeah.
Is
I think
it
we
seen
need
junkyard?
a close-up shot of the odometer so that we know how many
Oh
miles
my
it's done.
god.
Then
Oh,
we can
We're
tell.
getting close to 200,000.
Yeah.
It's like that car has been running to the ground.
James, if I never need if I ever need a car consultant on a shoot, you're my go-to.
Oh, you got it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just go cars. Oh, that's a car.
Cars have made me more money than acting, so.
Yeah,
Fair.
But yeah,
that's
Lucy,
okay.
I do think that the visuals would be the key for the beginning of this. A lot of like ways to establish that we're in the present day with this character post everything happening, and then we jump into the story with the
Yeah.
detective.
I think it's a lot of production design,
Mhm.
Absolutely.
which we love.
Hmm.
Or just do it the Marvel way and just have giant 1998 on the screen every time a
Yeah.
new scene starts.
I mean, yeah.
It works.
If we really want to do it Marvel, we have to have a separate show of when she's like 8
True.
And about the parents, and we also have to have a separate show about Gillian,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then we also have one about Charlie. And you need to watch all 3 of those before we watch this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And then you start a completely unrelated show with a guy with a bad English accent. I can do that.
Okay.
Yes, as we know, you're from Arizona, and that is how the Arizonians speak. I'm never gonna get over that.
Yeah.
Kai redeemed a dehydrate. Everybody take a drink.
Oh, shoot.
Another one? Oh wait, no, the other
Also,
one.
Kai's
DJ
parents love
Khaled.
gin and tonics too.
Gin and tonic is a classy drink for classy people.
Good taste.
All right, let's keep rolling. And we're X, we're gonna do yours last, like you asked. So up next is "Growing Up" by Moi. This is a hard shift in tone, so we're gonna go for it. Let's see.
Fuck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Coincidentally, there's
Nick,
also
we
a
gotta
Paul.
get you fade in.
Oh yeah, whatever. Coincidentally, there's also a Paul who plays a father in mine. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So I'm gonna say James. Would you like to play
I'm
Paul?
Paul.
Yeah.
I would love to play Paul.
Cool. X, would you like to be Jimbo?
Sure.
Sophie, would you like to be Kelsey?
Sure.
And who can make the best ant noise? Like
Ant?
Ant, like a little baby ant, like the insect.
Is that it?
Let
What
me-
does the ant sound like?
Does he want like actual words?
No. Like ant noises. Let me hear everybody's best impression.
ASMR and
Hey, I'm an ant. I'm small, but I'm a part of a team.
I'm the ant from Ant-Man that doesn't say anything but plays the drums.
Ant.
I'm that celebrity from the Ants movie that I can't remember.
All right, Sarah.
But I was really
Sarah's
famous.
the only one who gave an honest audition, so Sarah, you got the part.
yeah.
Audition.
But isn't acting being unhonest?
Lucy, all I heard from you was ant.
No, I went.
Oh,
To be fair,
we're not
that is
picking up on
correct.
that audio.
Also, I went. I don't know if you can hear it with my mic, but I went.
Oh, we just heard a little bit.
I heard that part.
Yeah. I think she took the Pokemon route and just say your own name.
Yeah, that's true too. If you ever need a cat, though, I got you covered, man.
Okay. All right, Sarah, you're my aunt.
Thank you. I always wanted to be an
Oh,
ant.
yeah. Just make sure you
You're
try to be
wonderful.
loud because of Discord's like mic.
Okay.
Thing, you know.
Okay. Okay.
You are
Fucking
Lucy.
scream.
You are Ulysses S. Ant. Okay.
I'm so glad.
That's your
Nice.
character.
I'm so happy. I saw the name and I was like, that has to be
Yeah.
me.
And I'll be doing stage directions. Everybody ready?
Is Louis
Yeah.
C.Z.-esque ant also a drunk?
Absolutely.
Okay. just wanted
Intoxicated
to make sure.
Readers special. Exterior front yard day. Kelsey, Jimbo, and their father Paul wander through the jungle of their front yard.
I can't believe this.
This is like that movie.
You better start believing, honey, because it's gonna take all of us to get out of this.
How did you even do it?
Fuck. What was it called?
Jimbo, language, Kelsey, that's not important. What's important is that we get back to the basement so I can fix this.
Can you even fix this? We're tiny, Dad.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Jimbo, not helping. Kelsey, Dad will get us out of this situation.
Just like you got us into it?
Kelsey,
How did they get back to normal in the movie?
Jimbo!
This is just like you, Dad.
He shrinks a lot of people?
What do you mean this is just like me?
I mean, you always get in the way. You always get in way over your head and you drag in everyone around you in the process. That's why we're here, Jimbo and I. That's why you thought you could make this stupid shrink ray even after you got fired. And that's why Mom doesn't even live with us anymore.
Shit was exploding in that movie, right?
Jimbo, language. Kelsey, I'm sorry, I messed up. But I swear I'll get us out of this. You just have to trust Dad, alright?
Trusting you has only ever let me down.
Kelsey turns away. She goes to sit on a felled grass leaf nearby, brooding in her solitude. Paul steps to follow.
You should let her go, Dad. She needs some time to be alone. Just like that one movie.
You don't hate me, do you?
Nah. Kelsey doesn't either. She's just upset about Mom and this, you know.
And you're not upset?
About this? Hell no!
Jimbo!
This is rad. Look at that. That's a bottle cap in our yard. It's the size of a mansion. And the grass. And those ladybugs we saw earlier. This is sick.
What about your mother?
That, I don't know. It's weird, you know? I mean, it's not like she doesn't love me or Kelsey. She just doesn't love you anymore.
Take it easy, jeez.
She's still my mom, and even if you two aren't married, and you're still my dad, it hurts, yeah, but I'd rather you two be happier apart than miserable together. Kelsey will come around too.
I hope so. You may be the most mature out of all of us with the divorce.
I'm just built different. Now, what was that movie?
Dad!
Kelsey, what's wrong?
Paul turns to see Kelsey about 30 relative feet away from him. From the jungle of grass, a large shape pushes aside the leaves and reveals itself, an earthworm. It is massive compared to the 3 shrunken humans.
Dad, what do I do?
Get back here, Kelsey! Get away from it!
Holy shit. This is like that other movie.
Paul sprints towards Kelsey as the worm moves its massive head, feeling around and sensing the ground around it.
Hey, move!
Kelsey is frozen stiff. The worm's head inches closer to her.
Or maybe it's an episode of a TV show.
Say run!
The worm's head hangs in the air just above Kelsey, its mouth wide enough to swallow her whole. She stands stiff, save for her shaking, and sweat covers her face.
I can't.
Say!
Paul leaps and pushes Kelsey out of the way as the worm swoops down to scoop her up. Paul is engulfed entirely in the worm's mouth, and Kelsey lands to the side.
Dad!
Dad?
The worm swallows Paul, then turns and slithers away, slowly and massively.
Oh shit. Fuck. Oh shit. Kelsey?
That worm ate. It ate.
Yeah, I fucking saw it. Come on, we have to go.
How can we?
Kelsey! We have to chase that worm.
But Dad.
Jimbo picks Kelsey up and drags her behind him as he runs after the trail of the worm. Cut to interior of worm day. Paul sits in a cavity of the worm's stomach.
Well, didn't expect this to be how it ends.
Paul sits on a mound of dirt. Around him is more dirt. The cavern is a large, pink, fleshy tomb filled with dirt.
I guess there are worse ways to go. As long as they are safe.
Cut to exterior front yard day. Kelsey and Jimbo are fighting through a hellscape of lawn insects and creatures in an attempt to follow the worm's trail. Jimbo is soaked in insect glue, with the exoskeleton bones of beetles donned on his clothes like knight's armor. Kelsey has become Amazonian. Her demeanor has changed entirely. She has firefly guts painted on her face to give a soft reflective glow of war stripes, and she wields a grass-woven bow and arrows of wasp stingers. They ride ants after the worm. The two of them look fucking awesome. Cut to Interior Worm Day. Paul is lower in the digestive system of the worm, but he still looks healthy, aside from being covered in more dirt. He sits on another mound, bored.
Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, said ooh.
Cut to Exterior Worm Afternoon. Kelsey and Jimbo have tracked down the worm. Their army of friendly ants holds the worm in place as Kelsey and Jimbo stand on a small mound by the tail end of the beast. Their father, they look older, stronger, wiser. Once children shrunken by their father, now warriors born from the blood of their fallen foes. The nature of the insects around them warns them of their presence. Ants respect them. Ladybugs want them. Wasps fear them. The worm turns to gyrate and shake, stirring its tail end. Its anus contracts, then opens, and through it comes out a large mound of gooey dirt. Jimbo and Kelsey watch it unsure. Then the pile of dirt begins to move. From it, a hand thrusts outward and into the sky. Then another, then a foot, then the body. Then Paul emerges entirely from the dirt.
Dad?
Jimbo?
Jimbo rushes down to his father and embraces him.
This is just like that movie with the guy in the rhino. Or that other movie with the lady buried alive. Or a space movie. You just came out of a wormhole.
How did
I know you make it through the digestive system? Biology class. Worms produce enzymes to break down particles in matter in old husk of exoskeletons. I knew it wouldn't affect the human flesh too much, especially if you got caught in the dirt on your way out. It would be a barrier.
Jimbo, you look older, wiser. I'm so sorry you've had to.
Dad, don't worry about it.
Jimbo looks back at Kelsey, who is standing on the mound holding back tears. Her firefly war paint begins to run as she cries and rushes towards her father.
Dad!
Paul meets her and hugs her tight.
I'm so sorry. It was all my fault. I thought you were dead, and it was all my fault.
Elsie, I'm glad you're safe.
I'm so glad. You're here.
Kelsey bawls into her father's arms.
I'm always gonna be with you, Kels. Always.
An ant comes up to the father-daughter embrace and waves its antennae. Paul reacts quickly.
Stay back! Get away from us! You hear?
Dad, wait. That's just Ulysses S. Ant. He's the commander of our ant troops.
Ant troops?
Jimbo walks up to Ulysses S. Ant and makes some noises.
He says they can take us all the way to the basement where the shrink ray is. There's a crack in the wall and they get to the cupboard with it.
We have ants in our cupboard?
Ulysses S. Ant looks at Paul indignantly.
I mean, we have valiant, brave, and hopeful ants! Woo!
Ulysses S. Ant makes a noise of satisfaction and walks off to join the others.
I'm proud of you kids. You've grown up so much. I'm sorry I couldn't be there for you.
Dad, if you weren't there for us in the beginning...
Who knows where we'd be? I could have been eaten by a worm.
Or torn apart piece by massive limbs of a praying mantis.
Or that.
I love you kids. Come here.
I love you too.
They hug one more final tight family hug. It is warm, and despite their miniature stature, the feeling is immense.
All right. Let's go home.
End.
That was beautiful.
Oh my god, it's the ant bully.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah, it's that in that world.
That was weirdly amazing.
I was trying desperately to get the interior of a worm as my background, and then I realized that you have to pay $10 a month to change your black background on Discord.
Oh no.
So
It's
But
stupid.
The like stage direction, like interior worm, killed me. Like took me out. Oh, that was so funny.
Hell
Me too. Kai also mentioned it in the chat.
yeah.
Wormhole.
Wormhole was good too.
So this wasn't food porn, of course. This was return of the prompt. And this is the point where we would guess what the prompt was. Which prompt did I select, y'all?
I have to go back and see what
Shoot.
prompts you did.
Okay.
There's
Hold
so
on.
many.
The schedule. Hold on.
I'm gonna say sucked into a wormhole.
Oh, I forgot we did that. Yeah, it has to be that way.
Yes.
If it's not, I'd be angry.
You were sucked into a wormhole.
X, you got it.
It was part of the joke, so I was like, okay, return the prompt. Yeah.
I was
That's
gonna
a good one.
say
That's really
you
clever.
have. I was gonna say you have 2 words to say to someone when she says, "Oh no."
And what you wait, what?
Or ant troops. No, ant troops. That's it. Those were the 2 words.
Okay.
Troops.
That's great. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Good old wormholes.
My favorite holes.
Hey
I just
guys,
wonder.
is a wormhole 1 hole or 2?
Worms
it's a
are like
cloaca.
straws.
Is that 1 hole or 2 though?
We're all
2.
straws.
Well, it
It
depends
is a
on how you
hole on its
how
own.
you. It's just how do you actually think about it, per like perspective wise. It could be 1 hole because the break in reality creates only 1 hole, or it could be 2 opposite ends. You get sucked into one end and pushed out the other. You never know.
I
Oh.
think 2 holes is better than 1.
I'm just googling. Do worms have cloaca?
Have what?
Cloaca.
Cloaca?
where you have-
I don't
it's,
believe
it's where
they
you
do.
have 1 hole for the pee and the poo and the reproducing.
It's like
Oh.
chicken. Chickens have a cloaca.
I'm pretty
Google is
sure
not
worms
being helpful.
excrete like a fluid, and that's how they mate with their whole bodies.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh.
I learned about
Yeah, that's
that
why they
in high
wrap
school.
around, right? They wrap around.
Listen,
each other.
I dissected a worm in 7th grade,
Same.
and that is the extent of my science experience with worms. I got out of the frog dissection.
Good
I
for
did it
you.
online.
I loved the frog dissection. That shit was cool.
No, the smell of the frog. I was
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
no, I didn't smell it.
I did the beetle. I did the owl pellet. I did the earthworm.
Mhm.
Mhm. Sarah,
frog.
just go for
I'm
it,
just-
dude.
Okay, okay. This is a phenomenon that I've only read about. Can you guys smell ants?
No.
I mean, I could if I maybe
I don't
if I
think I ever
wanted.
put my
There are
nose
people
close
who like
enough to
when
it.
ants are like when you've got like if you've got like ants in your house, people can smell it. I am not one of those people, but my sister-in-law can smell ants, and I've seen it on the internet.
That's crazy.
Question.
People can smell ants.
Does that mean she can find the queen?
I have no idea. That's a good question.
I don't
and-
think I
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like you would know if you could smell ants, because I mean,
yeah.
my house gets ant infested every once in a while, and I would know.
I don't
can't.
think my house has ever been ant infested, so
Okay.
I don't think so.
When it gets rainy.
Okay,
my house
I'm
gets
a
infested.
Lucy. My house has never been infested with ants.
Okay, hold on.
Get
hold on.
it
Yeah.
clean.
My apartment,
Gosh.
which
Hey,
are
I have a house. I live
many.
in a house. So
You do live in a house, and I will give you that. I live
We
in a
live in a
shoebox,
society.
and the shoebox is about 30 feet off the ground at least.
yeah, it makes it
So
a
it's
little
too
harder.
small for an
It's
ant.
a little harder.
They got flying ants. Those are the
That's-
Yeah,
things.
they do.
Terrifying.
I had
I
silverfish.
mean, those are only for attacking. You know, they don't
Silverfish
really
are the
need-
worst.
Attack
call.
ants.
Ah,
My
I can
ant is in
smell
attack
roaches.
I'm sorry, Kai. You can spell roaches.
Kai, that's
Or can you smell the smell that
great
attracts
skill,
roaches?
but also it's very unfortunate.
That sucks.
Of all the things you could, that's the worst mutant
Wait, so
like X-Men
that'd be-
ability.
That'd be bad. Like there's a horror film where, and then like you walk in, it's dark, it's a dark room, and he's like, I can smell at least 1 million roaches in here.
Yeah.
And then
No,
like,
we have
The movie's
funny.
called The Roaches.
The roach.
Nothing is more terrifying. I literally this was like 2 years ago. I just heard crashing outside of my bedroom, and I walked around the corner, and my cat had a cockroach, and I was like, ugh! And then it scuttled under the door into the hallway, and I was like, ugh! Next morning, I found it dead in the hallway, but nasty.
Jeez.
You guys ever
Well,
seen?
if you want another prompt for a future stream, the worst thing to smell.
It's a good one.
You can have that for free.
Thank you.
Have you guys ever seen
Or a
that?
super smell. You smell your worst fear.
Ooh.
Mm.
I think it's a '90s film. It's called Joe's Apartment. It's about a dude who's like building in New York is about to get demolished, but all the roaches that live in his dirty ass apartment want to save it, so they work with him to save the building.
Oh my god, it's a musical. Nick, it's a musical.
I don't
1996.
I don't think
I
it's a
pulled it up.
musical. Is it a musical?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yes, so Joe's Apartment is a 1996 American musical comedy film starring Jerry O'Connell and Megan Ward, and the first film produced by MTV.
Makes sense.
Wow.
There's one video on the IMDb, and the thumbnail is 2 cockroaches dancing on a spoon, a la Cats.
I love it.
I'm watching this.
Ridiculous.
What's this on?
Great film.
Edie Wong is in this. Dave Chappelle is in it.
What the fuck is this?
Pause the stream. Pause the stream. I'm watching Joe's Apartment.
It's a crazy movie, y'all.
No. Oh my god.
Have fun with that.
Oh, it's not streaming anywhere. Damn it. It's $11 on Apple TV.
It's probably at the last Blockbuster. to exist.
Well, we could all
Over
pitch
on
in like
YouTube.
$2, and then we could have a
Watch
beer.
party?
Everyone subscribe right now. So these beautiful people can afford Joe's Apartment. Oh, it's $10 on Amazon, but that's Amazon.
Dave Chappelle is one of the cockroach voices.
Oh god.
That's hilarious.
So is Edie Wong.
Wow.
Of course he is. Oh my god. Can we go to the
I'm
next?
Yeah, we got the next
I
script.
don't want to
y'all.
keep talking about roaches.
You don't.
We got to
Are you
skip
scared of
from,
roaches?
You don't want to sing about the singing roaches? Like an
No!
we got a script from
You see
Kai
the channel with
Chan.
Amy Adams? There's singing roaches in that.
Oh, I'm the cockroach. He does the most.
Kai in the chat, please list who you'd like to read these parts.
Oh.
Max and Charlotte, since you're here.
I think Kai wrote them in the Discord. Did he not?
Ooh, I did not see.
Yes, he did.
But he did not put any people with the characters.
Oh,
He wasn't sure who was going to be here.
it just says he, him, and I read that as a name.
Yeah.
You guys know he, him, right?
Oh, I love him. He's
know.
great.
Great guy.
Who wants them?
Saved me from an abandoned island 3 years ago.
I'll have the one with the most,
Nice.
the most lines, Kai. I'll be the main character.
All right, James is reading stage directions.
That's true, though.
That is the most.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Mm.
Whoa. Stage
Um,
directions are the main character. Whoa.
yeah. I'll take Max. Let's do it. Who's
Can I
Charlotte?
take Charlotte?
Go for it.
You got it.
That's the case. I'm gonna go run and pee.
Hell yeah.
I thought that was a character name for a second.
Run and pee?
Run and pee.
I love Run and pee. Great character. Great character. The complexity. Oh.
All right. Let's
All
get
right.
this. Let's get this rolling.
All right. Oh, someone redeemed a hydrate.
I'm out of water. My Brita only had like 2
Yeah,
drinks of
water.
water in it.
My coworkers were making fun of me because every time I order water in a restaurant, I say water because otherwise I have to say water 17 times before they know what I'm on about. And then they made fun of me.
That's the hardest struggle I've ever heard, dude. Yeah.
Alright. Interior, Delilah's bedroom. Evening, Delilah, 17, incredibly intelligent, extroverted, popular at school, is working on her homework at her study table by the window. She glances at her phone.
Wait,
the time
hold,
shows.
wait. I think we're on the wrong script, James.
Are we? Oh.
We are doing
Waiting to breathe.
Oh. Oh!
Everybody take a drink.
Mm.
I'm out of drink. Hang on.
I'm gonna pee so hard after this.
Yeah.
That's a more extreme character. He's so hard. Alright, waiting to breathe.
Okay.
Hopefully it doesn't take as long as Goddo. Interior, Max's bedroom, night. Charlotte and Max lean against the wall opposite Max's bed. The room is shrouded in darkness, but the neon fairy lights hung across the ceiling and walls give the room an atmospheric edge. Charlotte is standing up at the lights, her expression passive, soft but otherwise calm, an arm resting on a raised knee. Max, on the other hand, has his head in his hands, legs crossed, face twisted together in agony. Cocooned in a blanket so only his head and hands can be seen. He's breathing hard.
My chest is so tight.
Charlotte looks at him.
Look up, lean back.
Max looks up and leans back, but his breathing remains ragged.
This isn't helping.
It helps a little. Do you want to...
No? No. Not until it goes away.
It might take a while, you know.
I know.
Charlotte stares at him for a moment before looking away.
Should I put on some music? Should I do something?
That's up to you.
What would you do?
Take a pill, smoke some weed. I play music sometimes, but when it's bad, it doesn't really help.
And is this really bad?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
This would really suck in a binder.
You have no idea.
A moment of silence. Max shuts his eyes. Charlotte waits patiently. Then Max takes a deep breath through his nose.
Tell me a story.
Charlotte keeps her gaze on the posters along Max's wall. She nods slowly.
Before I got on medication, before I went to get properly diagnosed, I used to think I was insane. I would just come home one day and drop everything and just be on my knees for a while, just trying to breathe. And all these voices and thoughts in my head kept colliding. My body felt off. Well, offer than usual. I would pace or lie down or try and watch something, but nothing would really make it go away. I'd lock myself in my room, get agitated and spastic if someone tried to talk to me, get so annoyed at the smallest things, like my laptop taking a little longer to start or not being able to connect to my Wi-Fi. I'd get so angry, I'd start hitting things. I couldn't explain why I felt so wrong. I still can't.
Well, at least with me, you don't have to.
Charlotte smiles slowly.
I still can't believe you wanted to do this.
I don't want you to have to go through this alone.
A long silence. Max is still breathing hard.
Okay, look, it's been long enough. Let's just switch back.
You have to go through this every week. A few more hours won't kill me.
It's a lot to experience your first time. For someone who doesn't go through regular anxiety attacks, this shit is intense. I can handle it.
So can I.
But you don't have to. Shar, you don't have to.
They gaze into each other's eyes, the contact intense and loaded. Max shakes his head, his expression sad. Tears prick the corner of his eyes.
Does the medication actually help?
Charlotte exhales slowly.
Sometimes.
I get anxious sometimes. Scared. Nervous. But nothing like this.
Different people go through things differently. I don't run the risk of dying if I have peanuts, unlike you.
But I can avoid peanuts.
And yet you lose the luxury of being able to have them. It really isn't that different.
You are oversimplifying it.
What does it matter? Come on, let's switch.
Max releases another long exhale before nodding. Charlotte grabs his hand. They interlace their fingers and lean back, eyes shut. A moment passes, and their body language changes, their demeanor shifts. Max stiffens, just slightly, before relaxing. Charlotte inhales a deep breath before letting her body fall back in place.
You okay?
Are you?
Max reaches over to his backpack and grabs a plastic Ziploc bag. He takes a pill from inside.
Yeah.
As he drinks it down, Charlotte reaches over to place a hand on his knee.
It's not always that intense, right?
No, not always. I think you faced the brunt of it.
Max takes a deep breath before leaning back. Charlotte waits a beat, unsure of what to say.
Thanks for trusting me enough to do that.
Max smiles softly.
Thanks for wanting to. No one's ever asked before.
I just want to be here for you.
You have been.
Max grabs her hand and they sit in silence, fingers intertwined. Staring up at the ceiling, when Max winces, Charlotte squeezes his hand in reassurance. They remain until the feeling goes away. Dang.
It's beautiful.
That's really
Damn, crazy.
That's really good shit.
Is that the return of a prompt?
Oh, absolutely. It's
Into the wormhole.
I thought it was
We had a
body-
body swap one, right?
Yeah, body swap.
Yeah, body swap.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Nah, I'm gonna say into the wormhole. Come on, Kai, into the wormhole. Or you okay? You okay? 2 words. You okay?
That was really.
I'm changing it to 2 words. You okay? Oh, the suspense is killing me.
Man.
Don't reply in the next 10 seconds for 2 words. I took my watch off.
Don't think it's too.
Oh, the wormholes! I won!
Congratulations, James. You were a winner.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
What an awesome way to take that prompt. I love it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That makes more sense. I was like, wait, can you do that with anxiety attacks?
That would also be a
I
great one to
wish.
film.
Yeah.
That would be
Oh.
very simple.
Mhm.
Brr.
A lot of work for
Anyway.
the actors to like take on the. It's like this little movie starring Nick Cage and John Travolta
Uh-oh.
called Face Off.
Or it's just like Daniel Radcliffe playing 7 of his co-stars in one of the final Harry Potter films. That is like the best acting he's ever done in his life.
Yeah.
He nails it.
Forgot about
I
that.
have not seen this.
When they're getting him out of Privet Drive.
It's
Definitely
like
all
in the Harry Potter movie.
When? What? Huh?
It's like the
He has
last
to take-
movie.
He has to take potions. What's it called?
Polyjuice potion.
Polyjuice potion to become
Oh.
all of his friends, so that they
Yeah.
can sneak out.
All of his friends
Gotcha.
become him, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
I have.
I was
become
so immersed
friends.
in that movie, I didn't even think that Daniel
Yeah.
Radcliffe was playing. I in the back of my mind, I'm like, wow, they made all those actors look like Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah. No, he nails it.
Yeah.
He behind the
God,
scenes
yeah.
he goes, Rupert was my favorite. He's got a little wiggle in his hips when he walks.
That's great.
Oh,
That
so
is
good.
spectacular.
I haven't watched that new movie. They did not advertise that like at all.
Oh, because the
I saw the trailers a lot.
Oh yeah,
It
I
I
like
read
barely knew it
something
was coming out.
about not bad about it, but like how the new series has just been like really bad for Universal because it's come at a really bad time for like J.K. Rowling
Mhm.
Yeah.
and the scandals of some of the actors and stuff that it's just been
Oh,
like
yeah.
painful
Yeah.
for them to manage.
What's
Oh,
scandals?
yeah.
J.K.
There's
Rowling
scandals?
can go fucking die in a hole. I
Yeah.
hate that bitch.
Same.
Don't call her a witch. She doesn't deserve that praise.
Bitch.
Wait, can we say this on stream? Hold on.
That's
Hold
rude
on.
to dogs.
Bitch.
Nick's like, oh, wait a minute.
Don't be rude
I
to
will
dogs.
fucking
Ooh.
punch her in the face if I ever see her.
PR is gonna have a field day with this stream.
But hey, aren't you PR?
Me?
No, Nick and Deja, aren't they PR?
Oh my god, if
Any-
Sophie's PR.
Any individual expression from a member of the Intoxicated Readers is not necessarily indicative of the Intoxicated Readers' expression as a whole.
Yeah.
As a guest.
As a wormhole.
As a guest. Fuck J.K. Rowling. Not literally, but terrible woman. Horrid woman.
Terrible.
Good
Horrible.
imagination,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
horrid woman.
Mhm.
God, can she world build?
That
The
is
best-
definitely not
the best
God.
example
That
of
is
how
definitely
money turns you
not
into
a statement
terrible person.
by the Intoxicated Readers.
You
Anyway,
want a better example of how money turns you into a shit person? Look no further. Anyway,
I'm
okay.
not sure I'm
No,
a shit
okay,
person.
that's
I don't
a
think you
bold
can
claim.
blame on money.
I don't think
What?
money turns people. I think money reveals
Yeah.
the
Oh.
deep
It
parts of
It
people.
enables.
Like alcohols.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Like wormholes.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Wormhole.
Oh
Cool.
my god.
We've got one piece left tonight, y'all. Kai, that was a fantastic piece, but we're moving on. X, take it
Amazing.
away.
Alrighty, this is food equates to.
No,
Wait.
hydrate.
Loki
Hydrate.
last reading the hydrate.
Hydrate.
Thank you for the hydrate. Glug, glug, glug. I'm out of water.
Yeah, me too.
Hydrate again.
Like, I got
My
nothing.
cup is on the screen.
Oh,
Get a
Google
bigger
Drive
cup,
wants me to
guys.
download it.
Sophie,
Oh no, it doesn't.
look at the
No,
size
you
of
have
this.
to reload it.
This
Oh.
behemoth.
Yes. Amazing.
Okay.
Who's gonna take Natalie's part?
I was just gonna give that to Nick.
Got it.
Okay.
Who's Nat?
All right, so here we go.
Okay.
Food equates to. That's the title. By me. Characters are side dish / narrator. It's Nick, Amate, Sophie, Peter is James, Fela is Sarah, Kami is me, Izankagu is Sarah. Sushi is Lucy. Sophie is guest 1. Lucy's guest 2. Guest 3 is Nick. And there's little pronunciations down there. And Nick, whenever you're ready.
Before all existence, there was the one flavor. Then, suddenly, it was split into multiple flavors. In that splitting of the one flavor, the world of Etis was born, filled with vast lands and beautifully delectable creatures. As the one flavor split, there was something called the bad taste, which humans arose from. There is a different evil of those who partake in the bad taste. Many of people were marked with the sigil of the bad taste. They subjugated their fellow man for their own desires. But there came the ipsi flamma. Combined with the will of the one flavor, they freed their fellow man. 10,000 years later, this story became one of legends. Now, our story begins with a new legend. Interior Tavern Night. We see a young lady in the dark of a kitchen. Only sparks of the flame she is cooking with gives off glimpses of what she looks like. With each spark, we can see her long brown hair in a high ponytail. Another spark, we can see her clothes she is wearing, a white shirt with red trimming and cuffed blue jean shorts. Another spark, we see her excited green eyes light up as she stares at the wok. A waiter interrupts her concentration.
Mate, the guests are here.
Where is he?
We have no idea.
We'll go find him now.
An old woman steps into the kitchen, the master of this fine establishment.
Don't act so rash, Mate. Peter will go tell them to prepare all the other dishes he instructed. He will be here.
Fella, why must he always do this?
Cut 2, exterior dark woods, night. We see a young man running in the woods, dodging and weaving behind trees. He reaches behind his head, but nothing is there.
Damn! I should have brought my sword with me. Bare fist it is.
He looks up at the full moon.
Amate's going to kill me. Come on, Berserker Crane.
An enormous bird breaks down trees in its path. A big screech is heard. Kami drools at the mouth a little.
I have to hurry to make dinner. Let's finish this.
He rushes in. Cut 2, interior tavern, night. The ovens are ready. Everyone is moving quickly, coming in and out of the kitchen, changing out drink bottles.
Let's keep it going. Stoke those flames.
Soup is up.
Sous Chef Amate, how are the vegetables?
They're fine. How's the crowd?
It's big. They're even serving outside.
The young man rushes in and puts meat on the prep table.
Good, because the meat is prepared.
The meat is a nice golden brown. The glaze on it stops everyone in their tracks. Even without it being cooked, the aroma fills the entire area. The smell teases the guest outside, even reaching beyond and garnering the attention of a caravan.
All right, people, let's move.
Everyone moves quickly, bringing the mat in and preparing.
So, Kami, what is the menu called?
It's called La Petite Morte.
He smiles and goes to wash his hands. Cut 2, exterior outside of the tavern. Everyone parties with excitement of La Petite Morte. Everyone sharing drinks and having a good time as the smell of food fills the air. A caravan stops nearby. 2 with hoods stop as others follow.
Miss, we must be moving on.
Come, Suchi. You must know of this incredible smell.
Fine, young miss. I shall go with you.
Come, let us ride and get a table.
She pulls down her hood, long black hair with eyes of the flame, a passionate red tint to her eyes. The other young lady's hood is still up. They sit.
They might recognize you.
They won't. They are drunk and having a good time. Isn't it the mayor we're supposed to meet tomorrow?
Indeed it is. I shall go scold him.
No, you will have a drink with me.
She hesitates.
Please don't make me have to say it as a command. Sit and relax, please.
As you say.
A waiter passes by.
Excuse me.
Hi, I am Peter, head waiter. What do you need?
1 bottle, please, and...
Whatever that delicious smell is.
Coming right up. Payment?
Suchi drops coins in a purse of Peter's hip. Then he disappears.
How long will it take? How many people?
A young girl brings them drinks. A young boy brings them their appetizer.
I am impressed. There's a well-oiled machine.
Oh, look at the kids serving. They're adorable.
She gives the kids a few coins. They light up with excitement and run off.
Oh, it is so far from the capital. This is a wonderful town.
Indeed, young miss.
Peter and Kami step outside of the tavern.
The main course will be out shortly.
Everyone cheers. The young lady catches the eyes of Kami. Their eyes lock for a brief instant, then Kami is ushered back inside.
Is that the master of the tavern? He's young.
What's about your age, miss? May I see a menu, please?
She says to a waiter through the crowd. Cut 2, interior tavern, night. Peter and Kami talk at the door. Amate walks behind them.
What are you talking about?
I just saw this amazing young woman. Her eyes burned like the flames.
Kami, what do you say?
I feel like I've seen her before.
Amate punches him on the shoulder.
Yeah, right. When have you had the time? All you do is cook or fight or both.
Amate and Peter laugh.
Well, Are they all dished up?
Ready to go, chef.
They all look at each other and nod.
Then, let us begin.
Peter and Amate go to get ready. Kami stands there for a moment.
I swear I've seen her before. Where, though? A poster, maybe? Who cares? Let's go.
Kami walks by a table with papers on it. In the mix of the stack is a notice with a picture stating, "A visit from the eldest princess is imminent. To all folks of note, this is her appearance. Be on note from the highest regards, the mayor." Cut to exterior outside the tavern. The staff of the tavern come out in droves carrying plates of the main course.
I am the master here. Welcome to the Daybreaker Tavern.
This dish is called Berserk Fantasy.
We hope you enjoy.
And have a great festival of the twilight.
The food begins to be served. It is delivered in waves. The ones inside guest first, and then the outside guests. Only a minute delay. Everyone working in unison. Every guest taking a bite a minute after each other. A wave of sound is heard. The plates get to the young lady's table last.
Here you go, miss.
Kami places the plate down. They meet eyes once more.
Thank you.
She searches for her words.
Kami.
Kami walks away. She whispers his name as she readies her fork. The fork goes into the soft meat with ease, almost as tender as a freshly baked cake. As the fork goes in, you can see the aroma fill the table. It rushes the young women, making her get chills. Running down her spine is a sensation like no other, the sensation unknown to her. The fork slowly reaches her mouth. A wave of sound is rolling forward.
What is that sound?
Suchi looks out at the tavern. A waiter comes by and hands her a menu.
La petite mort.
Suchi takes a second to think. Then a grave expression is on her face.
No, Your Highness, don't eat that.
The fork has entered her mouth. The sensation still unknown to Princess Izan Kagu takes over her. The wave of sound reaches Suchi at the last table.
No!
Everyone is caught in the embrace of the woman that goes by many names: euphoria, bliss, rapture, elation, pleasure, or even ecstasy. Each guest praising the lady almost as if it is a song. The guests are heard throughout the tavern.
This is incredible. The flavor. Oh, the flavor.
Heavens!
This immaculate meat. Oh, one craves just another bite.
I need one more. Please, more. Oh, Cammy! I need another serving.
What is this?
She turns to the young miss, the princess turning red, holding everything back, sits there composed, slowly puts her fork down after quickly finishing her meal. As the fork hits the plate, she lets out one word.
Heaven.
She passes out. Suchi rushes to her side quickly.
Miss Kagu, someone, quick, help me!
A waiter rushes to the princess's side. Suchi almost draws her blade, but stifles her anger. She lets out a roar.
Help the master, I need to see them immediately. Get Mayor off his ass.
The sound is crushed by the wave of guests caught in the woman's embrace. Cut to interior tavern night. As the commotion begins, Kami closes the doors.
Partaking complete. I hope coin well spent.
End. But is there dessert?
You don't have to read that if you don't. This is just a joke.
Okay.
No, I want to read it.
Sure,
Also,
someone-
no. Some might have thought this was an Impact episode, but joke's on you. Some say food is better than sex. So, now if you ever hear that, you'll remember this scene. Well, joke's on me. We didn't perform this for our April Fool's bit last show.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Body swap.
We got it.
Calling it now. Body swap. I'm not going to be fooled again.
That is
Actually, I
taking
feel like it's-
porn literally.
Wow. X, that's fantastic.
I
feel like this is so different from what you normally write.
That is so funny.
and I enjoyed every second of it.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
I had to
Much
channel
like a meal.
food. It's an anime called Food
Food
Show.
Wars. Or Food-
yeah,
yeah,
Food Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I had to channel that. I was like, But yeah, there's more to this. I just haven't written it yet.
Oh, good.
I can't wait.
Oh.
I'm
Please send
looking
it to
forward
me.
to it.
Read it on Anime Cipher.
We can.
It's fucking Food Wars, and that's so goddamn good. You have a place writing on whatever season is coming up for that show. you need to do the translation.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I didn't know. I was like, I wanted to go last just so everyone's loosened up to do that guest part. So because I know it's asking a lot.
That's a good call.
I'd have done sober, mate.
You challenged me because I'm not in my home, and there is 5 other people in the other room. I hope they enjoyed that. If they
Yeah, how did Kira's
They're
mom
like intoxicated readers, you say. We have to look into this more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of which, welcome you Suave to the chat. First time chatter came in during that scene. So
Oh.
Excellent.
yeah.
All the scripts are exactly like that.
All the time.
Yes.
Kind of,
Mhm.
yeah. A little bit.
Truly. Yeah, it's-
Hello, you suave.
It's a pleasure having you. Welcome to the show. You made it right for the final script, but what a finale it was.
What a script that it was.
Happy
yeah.
April
Absolutely.
Fools to everybody
finish.
and to us.
What a finish is also what they said once dessert was out.
Oh well,
Mm.
that's if I make something else. That's why I was like, it's dessert. Is there dessert? Because there's something else is gonna happen, but I have to write it.
Ooh, okay. That's a capital crime is making a princess.
Yeah, I'm glad would be the next thing because a lot of things happen. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. In other words, if she comes, you go.
But she didn't. So
Yeah, Kami's
a
being
princess
slick.
always keeps her composure.
Kami
That's why
says.
she passed out. She
Kami
said,
says.
"But," in public.
He said, "Here's the meat. Now let me slide out the back door while everybody's eating."
No.
Basically, that's
Yeah, let me get out of here.
You'll be glad you used a napkin.
Oh man, great script, great scripts all around, y'all. What a crazy mix tonight was.
Thank you. I worked really hard on my script.
Same.
You know, you guys are welcome to write scripts for any prompt coming up, and just let us know, and we'll get you in.
Yeah.
You guys are
It's
honored
been a while
guests.
since I've written something.
Yeah, you're not just normal guests; you're honored guests.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm putting out my resume.
Are you saying it's not on there right now?
Ooh.
Why
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
that art on there? Fuck.
All right, y'all. It's been a longer stream, so I think we should close it up pretty quick. It's been a good
Yes.
one. So let's end it on a high note, instead of just like 30 minutes of us rambling nonsense.
Yeah.
Uh,
Good night, people.
thank you everybody so much for coming in. Yuswav, Kai, Loki. Let's go around and extraduce ourselves, everybody.
Yes.
Hmm.
I'm Lucy, and I'm the ant bully.
I'm James, and I forgot that we had to think of a thing by the end of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Nick, and I'm a day trip through a worm's body.
I'm Sophie, and I've been navigating the lawn as an ant-sized human.
I'm Sarah, and I have been receiving cease and desists from both Lorne Michaels and the SNL crew and J.K. Rowling.
Yikes. I'm Xavier Pace, and I'm glad I got to use a little French I know.
I'm so proud of you.
And together
That's a good name for a
we
band.
are the
Intoxicated
Intoxicated Readers.
And yeah.
Yes. Honored guest.
And honored guests. Lucy, James, thank you so much. It was a last minute thing, and you guys were still here, just on it, energetic, wonderful. We love having you. All right. Thank you so
Anytime.
much. Everybody in the chat, you can check out our social medias. There are links down below. We've got YouTube where we post all of the videos of our streams. You can go check out older streams. And our last film festivals, which we have a new one starting in 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
The
An
enti-
honored guest get to know the prompt early,
Yeah?
no.
right?
No.
Oh.
No. The second ever annual Intoxicated Film Fest will be premiering April 20th. That is 4 days from now.
Good.
And on that day, probably around noonish, depending on when
The
I'm
vibe.
Yeah, depending on the vibe. We will be revealing the required elements that each film will need for the festival. So stay tuned for that. That'll be on our social medias like Twitter and Instagram, also down below. Also on our website, intoxicatedreaders.org. You can find all the rules, the information, how the submission process is going to work. Yeah.
It's the third one, isn't it?
This is so we had the Intoxicated
Halloween's
Fright
different?
Fest.
Oh, okay.
But this is the second annual Intoxicated Film Fest.
Okay. Never
It's
mind.
our
Ignore
third
me,
film.
viewers.
Yes, it's our third film.
It is our third film fest, yeah. Also, y'all, I am bummed that it didn't work out as well as it did, but it still worked out pretty well. Tomorrow is April 17th, and that marks 2 years since the first stream of the Intoxicated Readers.
Oh, special stream. Special stream.
You.
That
I
is
hope everyone in the chat drinks when I drink, because
That
I'm
is-
That.
2 whole years from that fateful night of the Tipsy Tempest.
With
3
industry
hours.
guests.
That was
about that.
before the
Yeah, 3
Intoxicated
hours,
Readers
gosh.
existed. That was just a bunch of college students in a pandemic. And what a time it was.
and now we're all college
Yeah.
graduates in a pandemic.
Yep.
Now we're all grown ass adults in a pandemic.
I paid taxes in the pandemic.
Yeah.
April
That
7th.
sounds like a
Also-
Lonely Island song.
It does.
Holy shit,
Pandemic.
yeah.
Yeah, we need to write a Lonely Island song.
We're going to get a 3rd cease and desist.
Oh, no!
It's a 4. Lorne Michaels and SNL are separate, maybe? Nah, same one.
Yeah.
This is
I mean,
strict.
yeah.
I mean, unless we start like taking things from Lorne Michaels' actual like personal life, which we could.
You can't copyright a life.
Yeah. But yeah, 2 whole years. And we will not be having a special stream tomorrow. Sorry.
Oh.
But the film festival is it started last year as a celebration of our 1-year anniversary. And it is continuing as a celebration of our every year anniversary. So be sure to tune in at the end of May or make a film 4 days from now. Start your film process, get your crew together, get all the technical stuff out of the way. And when those required elements drop, you and your writing buddies just get together and put together some shit, you know?
And
Yeah.
also,
Alright.
there's a really dope award show at the end where if you make a film, you're gonna get to show that film to everyone, and you get to go to a bomb ass party and
Mhm.
just get like that validation and recognition for your art.
Oh, I
Why
do.
would you not want to?
Yeah. And you could win
Validation.
a bomb ass glass that you can
Cool.
drink from.
Yeah.
Not this isn't it, but you can.
Mhm.
I can.
Yeah,
I can get one. Hang on.
Yeah, you can also get a prize.
trust me.
I'll
Right.
show mine.
Show your pride.
Y'all want to be a part of this now because we are skyrocketing.
It's a little dusty.
We're headed to the moon, baby.
Yeah.
Heading
You
to
could
the
get one
moon.
of these, unless you don't do these anymore. In which case, I'm really putting you on the spot. But
We might not. I don't know.
A little,
you may possibly win one of these.
a little
Wonderful
bird.
glasses that you can
You're
look
gonna
at.
get a white mug with Sharpie.
Yeah. A little birdie says that who knows, there might be some similar awards this film festival. Ooh. But that's only if you make a film, people. And if your film's good enough to like beat the other films in the categories. So.
Oh, never mind then.
Details.
Speaking of validation, there's a short film out that Nick and I were involved with called Attention. You should check it out. The YouTube link for that
Involved
film is.
You made it.
Yeah, we made it, Sophie.
We made it.
I was involved with it. You made it. And for those listening, if that sound is crisp, you're welcome.
It is
Oh, it
crisp.
is.
It was
Very
very
good.
crisp.
I enjoyed watching that.
Great sound.
Yeah.
Yay!
It's in the chat.
Did you just drop the
by the
link
way.
for that video?
Yeah, I
That's,
got you, fam.
Nice!
Thank you, James.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I watched it before the stream.
Oh my god.
That's
It
why
has
I called Nick a
66 views.
metronome.
Oh,
66
that's what you meant. I've been thinking about what the fuck that comment meant since the stream started.
What?
When James hopped in the call, he called me a metronome, and I was like, what? But my line in the short that we did, which y'all can watch the link that James just put in the chat. I have
You're
one,
a literal metronome.
yeah, I have one line in it, and I'm doing like a metronome in a YouTube video.
That's
Anyway,
fucking funny. This whole time you're like, what the fuck? What does he
Yeah, I'm like-
mean? Why am I a metronome?
y'all check out that film. Also check out some of the other Easter Seals Disability Challenge films. There were 95 films all around the subject matter of disabilities, made by and featuring people with disabilities. It's all about disability awareness. It's a beautiful cause and a beautiful festival. And all the films are only 5 minutes. So just like, I don't know, take 10 minutes to watch 2 films, learn a thing, support
Binge
artists.
all of them.
Yeah, that's only.
What's- 95 by 5, that's like 475.
It's only 475 minutes, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. You
Put
can.
it down into hours, please. So divide by 60.
That
Ah,
is like
ah.
8 hours and something.
Not
No,
bad.
it's 7 hours and 55 minutes.
That's
I-
nothing.
Who doesn't have 7 hours?
Give
know.
up that 8 hours of sleep. And listen, you still got 5 minutes left over.
Yeah, who needs sleep?
There you go. Watch all of those. I plan to watch
Yeah.
some tonight. I haven't watched any of them yet. Sophie, have you?
No.
I'm excited.
Well, you've watched one.
Yes.
I have watched one.
That's true.
Surely.
94 to go.
So
I have
anyway,
dust in my eyeball from blowing dust out of this, and it hurts, guys.
I dust mine every day
That's weird.
and polish it.
That's really weird.
And on that note, we should probably go.
yeah, it's time to say goodbye, everybody. We will be back in 2 weeks with another stream just like this one. But until then, you can keep up with us on our Discord down below if you want to be part of our community, ask any questions, play games with us. A lot of us we're gaming during the week, so I don't know. You throw it out there in the community chat, maybe we'll hop in.
I'm gaming, but it's not public.
Yeah, you're
That's
playing Hades, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. What's up, Sarah?
Can we start a Wordle chat?
I'm gonna
I'll
be
do it.
honest with you. I haven't played Wordle in probably a month.
I don't even know how to play Wordle.
I play Semantle.
Samantha is weird.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's stupid. I love it.
Sarah, you might like Samantha. You should check that one out.
And Quirtle. I also play Quirtle.
Quirtle's fun.
Okay,
Sarah,
we
I
need
can
to move on.
absolutely create that chat for you in the Discord, just as a gift. Okay, I won't participate in it, but I'll
It's
create
fine.
it. Okay. Anywho, good night, everybody.
Oh.
Good night. Goodbye.
Bye.
Ta-ta!
So